Hello everyone. So today I thought I would do a outside video. So I'm going to share some English vocabulary related to walking in the woods. So let's get into it. So as many of you know, normally in England, the sky would be overcast. It would be an overcast day, which means cloudy day. Today, however, it is very sunny. There's nice blue skies ahead. It's quite crisp, and when we say crisp, that means the weather is dry and cold. So it's like a crisp autumn day, and the leaves are turning orange. It's very beautiful. It's also a little bit nippy today, which means like chilly or cold. So if it's nippy, that means it's cold. So it's a nippy mid-autumn afternoon, but it's not too bad. And by the way, if you like these kind of videos, let me know. And I'll do more in the future with a better microphone and less birds in the background as well. But I'd like to do more, maybe exploring London. So yeah, more to come, better microphone, better tripod as well, better camera holder. So autumn is my favorite time to go for a walk because of the crisp orange leaves on the floor. And some people might say that the feeling you get is invigorating. Invigorating. So invigorating means like it fills you with energy. It gives you lots of energy. So invigorating. An invigorating walk, for example. So I'm wandering around aimlessly, which means I'm walking with no goal, really. I'm just wandering. I'm walking with no goal or anywhere to go. I'm not going to walk too fast. I don't want to be puffing and panting. I'm going to walk nice and slowly. I'm going to walk at a nice, gentle pace. And as my dad always used to say, we're going to keep plodding on. So to plod on is when you're like walking, but at a gentle pace, not too hurried, not too quick. So normally, of course, I won't be making a video. So usually I will be taking in my surroundings. And if you take in your surroundings, this is a phrasal verb and a common collocation. That means you're kind of absorbing everything. You're enjoying the view, enjoying the atmosphere, you're taking in your surroundings. So I hope you enjoy this walk with me. So as you can see below, the ground is carpeted with leaves. There's almost no area that isn't covered in the fallen autumn leaves. So you can say carpeted as a verb, which means covered like a carpet. It's completely carpeted. One reason why this is a really good time to walk is because of all the mushrooms you see, which I'll try to find in a minute. And we have lots of this stuff. So this green stuff is called moss. So it's very mossy wood. And here we go. Here we have some mushrooms, like this one. So we can say the use of the phrasal verb to spring up. The mushrooms are springing up, which means they're growing very quickly out of the ground. So here is a good example of lots of mushrooms that have sprung up. They're springing up all over this stump. A stump is like a cut piece of a tree, usually like the bottom part of the tree. And here's a good one, which I did not pull up. Someone else pulled up before. But I don't know what mushroom that is, but this is the perfect time for mushroom spotting. And you can also see most of the trees in these particular woods are deciduous. These are deciduous trees. So that describes the kind of tree that loses its leaves in the winter and then the leaves grow back in the spring. So of course that's why we get all of this leaves, all of the leaves on the floor. The opposite to deciduous would be evergreen. but I cannot see any evergreen trees here because all of the trees are orange and quite bare. Bare means empty or naked. So mostly deciduous trees in this forest. So when you look at a tree, such as this one, the outside of the tree, you could think of it as the skin, the outside of the tree is called bark. Just like the sound a dog makes, bark. And there's a very common idiom in which we say, barking up the wrong tree. So if you say someone is barking up the wrong tree, that means they are, so it kind of means like you're asking the wrong person, or you're looking for your answers in the wrong place. For example, if someone wants to be my girlfriend and they ask me on a date, I might say, you're barking up the wrong tree because I already have a girlfriend. So it's just comparing a dog looking for maybe that squirrel up in the tree, but it's the wrong tree. So he will not find the answers he wants in this particular place. So you're barking up the wrong tree. Now, while I try not to fall over here, feel free to let me know. Try and use some examples in the comments and let me know when people could be barking up the wrong tree. So think about how you can use that expression and leave an example in the comments below. So another thing about London, which I have mentioned previously, is we have lots of parakeets. Parakeets are very similar to parrots, which are like the tropical, colourful jungle bird. And I think because someone released them in the past, and now they have bred, which means they had babies, and now there are parakeets all over London. And a lot of the birds that you can hear in the background right now, these are these jungle birds, these parakeets, screaming in the background. So it's very interesting to see these bright green birds in the middle of a city, or in this case, the woods. And yeah, they're also very cute. So I do plan to make a lot more videos in central London, showing you the history, the culture, while giving you some listening practice. But because we're in a lockdown at the moment, while I'm filming this, we're in another lockdown. So I have to come to the woods because, yeah, it's safer, right? And central London is too far from me. So maybe next time, maybe next time. So I have been trying to look for some flowers, but as you know, in winter, there aren't many flowers around, only a couple winter flowers. So yeah, I couldn't find any flowers, but there's an expression I want to teach, which is to stop and smell the flowers. And this is what we say to people who are kind of rushing through life. They're not stopping to enjoy the little things in life. So if you know anyone who's kind of rushing in their life and they feel very stressed, maybe they're on a walk and they're kind of on their phone the whole time, you can say to them, hey, stop and smell the flowers. And we don't mean it literally. We're just kind of saying, hey, take some time and enjoy where you are. So I am going to stop and smell the flowers. I'm going to enjoy my walk and I will see you when I get home. And then when you finally get home, one of the best things to do, my favorite parts of walking in the autumn or in the winter, is to cozy up or bundle up in a blanket. Cozy up warm, maybe with a hot drink. That's one of the best things to do after a walk. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this slightly different video today. It's kind of an experiment for me to see, first of all, how the microphone is. I'll get a new one soon anyway. Also to see if anyone likes this kind of video. If you do like it, let me know. I will do more and hopefully better quality ones in the future. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you learned something new and see you next time. Bye-bye.